Alright, sun's out pretty bad here today, and I don't feel like turning the truck around just to get it to see that much better. But anyway, today I'm gonna do kind of a review slash you don't really see too much about how to put a rope in a bag video for washing, how to like terminate it, and I'm gonna give it a shot because there wasn't really much info out there, and I'm kind of do like I do for most stuff and just figure it out myself or do some research and kind of trial by error. Anyway, I bought this WEAVER washing bag for the ropes here from treestuff.com. Free plug for you guys there. I'll show you the bag here. It's kind of laid out here on the tailgate. And I'm using the front facing camera, and I've already identified I can't turn it around, so hopefully this will get it here. Anyway, I think this will be a little better. See the WEAVER logo. There you go. Plug away, WEAVER. You have to see whether or not I'm going to enjoy using this or not, but washed ropes in the past and they got really nasty tangled. So I'm going to try something a little different today. I can't find a good spot for the phone here. One of these days I'm going to have to get me a GoPro if I'm going to keep doing these videos. So anyway, got my old beat up rope. This thing's been tried and true, trusty, rusty, however you want to call it. But she's dirty. And she's got some repairs that are going to need to be made, so I'm going to probably go through those. Get rid of those spots and clean them up and get the ends redone a little bit. And with that, I'm going to pause and go grab some stuff, and then I guess we'll probably just fast forward through this part. Alright, so again, some of you may not agree with some of my methods here, but I guess I'm just doing what I do to solve the problem. Just roughed up spots there, but as I go I'm going to do kind of a backpacking deal. I want to get to the middle of the rope first though. As I'm doing this, I'm going to check for some bad spots anymore. This last job that we did absolutely trashed these ropes. Couple of hot spots in her. This wind's nice and helpful. That's why I did the torch. Doesn't blow out as easy. Almost to the end. Looks pretty good in the end. That's why I think a good cleaning will just do the job. This bag can go. I just bought new ones. So anyway. What I'm doing is I'm taking the two ends here, chucking it off to the side and finding the middle point. pulling both ends at the same time this way. Probably not going to be perfect, but I'm just going to do kind of a backpack coil and I'm going with this little. Ain't gonna be perfect. It's just gonna be done. We'll see if it works in the end. Definitely not as pretty as what some of the other people out there can probably do. Definitely did not grab the middle, but we're going to make it work. It's really fun with tendonitis, as bad as I have it. I love what I do, but it kills me to do it. Everything I have to do is modified per the norm, from what I understand. Now where I'm going to differentiate here is, I'm going to come back here. Instead of doing a tie off so you can create the backpack loops, I'm going to do I think it's called a gasket hitch, I've heard before, where you pull this loop through, but not all the way, and you flip it over the end so it cinches down on itself. And then I'm going to secure that by making a knot with the rope I have here. I don't know if you can really see that that's well, but I'm just going to do a simple overhand, turn that into a square knot. That was the wrong way. And for safety measure. OSHA requires that you put a figure 8 and all. I don't know, I'm just being a goofball. That is not a figure 8. It's my first time. But I hate staying in a Holiday Inn West or whatever. I'm just doing this to take up the slack. Again, never claim to be pretty. Just functional. I'll take up some of the slack, then I'll tie one off here. Got enough tail. It might be just enough. Alright. So there you go. Rough idea. Now we're going to open the bag up. Slide it on in. And stuffer. And before I cinch this down, I'm going to throw my climbing gloves in and get them washed up too. So I'll be back. Alright, throwing my climbing gloves in. I use Mechanics Impact, and as long as they have the textured pads on the inside, or whatever you want to call them, I tend to find they're real good ones for climbing. Curious to see if you guys have any suggestions what your favorite gloves are. These are just what I find to last pretty long and still allow me to do everything I need to do while I'm up there for the most part, except for some of the more intricate knots and everything. But anyhow, yeah, just going to use a gentle cycle cold wash with probably about 1/4 of the original normal amount of laundry detergent that I would use. And then when I'm done with the wash, I will actually probably hang them up in the rafters of that little barn behind me, just because it's got some pretty high ceilings. So that'll take up some slack and it'll get that nice fresh farm smell. It's always good for ropes, makes them last longer, makes them work tougher because they feel like they've been grown up on the farm. Alright, bad jokes aside, I'm going to wash this. Well, so I'm at the laundromat here and found out that you may want to be careful. Just a little side note. Blew the glass out during the run cycle. They're not really happy with me. Alright, so the Weaver bag review continues. I got them hanging up right here. Been hanging on the truck for the last couple of days. With a blanket over top of them to protect them from the sun. Just uncovered them. The overall, I was pretty pleased with it because I ended up deciding to take it into town. Instead of just washing the one rope, I washed all three in the one bag. The bag held up actually quite a bit better than I thought it would, because as you saw potentially in the clip, I had a pretty interesting snafu. The bag blew out the glass from the washing machine actually at the laundromat. Surprised me and the attendant there, to say the least. So probably don't do 3 ropes at once. Got 120 foot of the orange, 150 foot of the orange, 120 of the green and orange, I call it Miami, and then 200 foot right here, roughly, of the, I don't know how much I've cut off in the past, but 200 foot roughly of the rig line here that I've been using for a while. Anyway, yeah, cleaned up pretty decent. Just used regular laundry detergent, just a smaller amount. As I was watching the wash cycle, before I walked away, it was pretty filthy, and it was actually doing a pretty good job, it looked like. So anyway, yeah, just recommend doing 1 or 2 at a time. Probably not a side loader, maybe. Got to imagine that had something to do with it. But then again, I don't know, that glass could have been really old too. Anyway, and I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, just hung them to dry. It was a nice couple of days, no rain, and just covered them so the dew wouldn't get on them overnight, and the sunlight would not directly hit them and dry them. And that way they were not in the dusty ass barn, because there's all sorts of hay and stuff like that in there. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Yeah, I think that was all I wanted to cover. So, good job, Weaver. It worked. Oh yeah, I did want to add one more thing. So these, call them backpack / gasket hitched coils that I did. They actually worked pretty decent. I have not uncoiled them yet. So I don't know if it's going to be a big pain in the ass or not. If it is, then I'll make another piece on it. But if you don't see anything after this one, just know it was good to go. But the only thing I would say is maybe take a little more time to make sure that they were tended and tightened up a little better, because obviously you can see a little loose, but it did hold together. You can see obviously I didn't really take the best of care. Some of this came undone here. This one stayed together pretty good, but they ended up going through the extruder and everything, which is like a super high speed spinning machine to get all the water out it possibly can. Seems how it didn't make it all the way through the rinse and spin cycle. I've been doing a lot of quotations. So, bye. I'll see y'all later.